I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I tell you, Great Rod isn't, y'all. Great Rod isn't. It is so pretty outside. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Let me move this out the way a minute. This is the next to the last, part 3 of the reading of me reading the indictment for indictment number 4913961R. Whew. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Let me just move this back a little bit more. Sister don't want to go down like that, honey. Sister don't want to go down. Though I did fall roller skating and I got back up. So that fear is gone. Hey! Let me see what I got here. Okay. I got a little bit of issue. So y'all keep going. See, I'm trying to be in time with y'all. It is cherry blossom season out there. And I found out that when I embrace the spring and when I embrace the fall, that my symptoms of hay fever and such, sinus and such, is not as bad. It's not as bad. So I say stuff like, well, it needs flowers. The bees need them. They gotta pollinate. And besides, they're so beautiful. And when I look over my porch to the left down the block, right at the corner, there's 2 cherry blossoms like this. So when I finish walking, I mean, they don't last but a minute. That's why I like my cherry blossoms, because they last longer. Now, let me get into stuff before I forget. Whew. Well, I'm trying. I have a car, y'all, that I can use. We just need to put a new engine in it or something like that. My daughter doesn't understand. I can't do mechanics. I was hoping that car ownership would be so advanced that when something goes wrong with the car, it's on this little thing. And I can bring it in the house, slip it into the computer, and it'll tell me exactly what's wrong. Then I will go to said mechanic and say, Just fix this. And if anything else is loosened, if anything else is banged, before I pick up the car, that's your ass. But we don't have that. And when they see me coming with an old car, they start planning vacations. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they smell me. I just went through it. I can't do it no more. I can't walk into place knowing that I'm the bait that these people eat up. My cars will never be fixed because they figure I'm getting Social Security and I got a lot of money and they're going to take it all. My cars will never be fixed. I will always have to go to them. I'll always have to have them come and pick me up from it just kapooping. Oh. I know it's a convenience. I know it's a convenience. But the inconvenience of a mechanic is too great. It's like me going to the doctor. Whoo! Huh. They've been trying to get something on me for a long time. No. I don't want to pay no college tuition for your kids. I don't want to pay for your divorce settlement or your alimony or your second wife's cosmetic surgery. I don't want to do that. And I don't want my car to use my car to do that to me. I can't. I got to get the Uber thing down. Now, once I get the Uber thing down, I don't go too many places. But once I get the Uber thing down, I think I'll be all right. Oh, well, I solved my problem with my pain in my legs. It happens all the time. And you think I'd be faster. Well, all I had to do was drink a shake, protein shake, Saturday morning, drink a protein shake, Saturday afternoon, and I was right as rain. I forgot that I'm ice skating. I was an ice skater. I roller skate now. So I need that protein for my muscles. Yeah, I give them water and stuff, but they needed protein. And now I'm right as rain. Pulled out my protein pack, and I was like, in the winter, it's too cold on my stomach. I would literally have to sit in the steam, which I'll probably do, sit in the steamer and drink down my protein shake because it's so cold in the wintertime. And I don't think I can do it hot. Okay, yeah. I drink mushroom coffee. And my daughter said, that's protein. But apparently not enough for these muscles I'm waking up on Tuesday when I go roller skating. So they're very happy now. So, until I get everything back in my system and going, it's one protein shake in the morning and one protein shake at night. It is what it is. And then, for my snacks, I brought protein cookies. Protein this, protein that. So I said, okay, all right. It is what it is. And I posted this, I got it from Schmidt, of this this man. He was talking about how that white supremacy is doing them in. And It's because when you keep telling the people that you're in white supremacy, you don't have to do nothing. Well, that's a lie. Everybody gotta do something. But it's basically rich people. Believe it or not, people are taking Mima's Social Security check, because everybody live off Mima's one Social Security check, and giving it to the indicted 4913961R. Giving it to Mima need glue for her teeth, won't buy that. But we'll take Mima's little money and give it to a alleged millionaire, and all because of the lies. And in the tape he says he met this girl, he started dating this African American girl, and he took up in the hills. The last girl I heard about going up in the hills was with some pig farmers, and they found her dead in the stream. And that was somewhere in Kentucky. I don't know what's wrong with them people. She didn't have a phone. She didn't have a car. She didn't have nothing. She married that white guy, went on that pig farm with his family, and she was dead. Now I said to myself, she didn't get the memo? First, I'm going to tell you something about pig farmers, I guess like garbage men. Okay. Trash in, trash out, pig in, pig out. So, he took him up there, and, Mima and the crew said, wow, we don't want her in there, we don't like her, we don't something. And then, once they got to know her, they realized all those lies that they have been telling about us isn't true. But now, because they're white supremacy, they don't got to do nothing. It all should be given in hand to them. With their tongues, they say, I don't take no handout. But go up there. Everybody living off me, my Social Security. If somebody pregnant and get WIC, everybody drinking that WIC milk. Everybody but the baby. Whew. But they say they don't want their hands up. But they do it like that, the rich, because that's how they manipulate them. So that story that all Americans are so smart and this, that, as my sister just said, this, that, and the third. And it made me wonder back to when I was in school and with my daughter's school. Especially I put my time in with the Board of Education, especially in Mount Vernon when I was trying to get that volunteer program going where the kids would have references when they leave out of high school. Can't tell y'all about that now. That was hard. So I got into it. And basically what they were doing, just getting a child ready to take state tests. Or that international test where this country says, I'm this smart, and that country says, I'm this smart, or this state says, I'm this smart. So they used to tell us that, everybody sees, this is America's educational level, this. And they used to work my daughter, because remember I was down south, they ain't work us at all on that state test, honey. Kids didn't even show up for school when it was state tests, and it was no problem. But with my daughter, they wanted them to do good. They wanted them to have high scores. basically to carry a nation. And now when I was listening to that guy talking about them Hatfields and McCoys up in them hills, basically, why America doesn't have universal or free health insurance? It's because them hill people. Old McConnell run up in the hill. You don't want no health insurance? You know black people get health insurance? He don't use the word black people. He used that N word. And Ma, Pa, all the children, they said, oh no, them N-words is getting health insurance. What can we do? We don't want no health insurance if they getting health insurance. And McConnell smiled and said, good. I knew that's how you feel. Then they go up in the hills and they say, road fix. If you get your road fixed, don't you know the N-word people will be coming all up through here? They'll say, oh, N-word people in our neighborhood, don't fix the roads. Don't fix the roads. Keep them out. So they don't fix the roads. Oh, they tell them about free lunches in school. Your kid, the McConnell and Lady G and all those Hatfields and McCoys run up in the hills all across America. They're all hills. Even here in Connecticut, they hills. Hillbillies. And they say, if we give you free lunch, don't you know the N-words will give free lunch? And they said, the N-words get free lunch. No free lunch. No, we don't need it. And that's why. And that's how that happens. So America, before you go around, they go around and they talk all this stuff. It's not true. They don't want education. They don't want, we had to fight for education for us. They don't want education. Anyway, let's take our break. When I come back, we're going to listen to part 3 of the Trump indictment. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I start walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, I'm all ready, y'all. Come walk with me. Yeah. Save your... I got tired reading. There's like 3 minutes or 4 minutes left over. But here we go. Part 3, Trump indictment. less than 2 months, oh, number 15, less than 2 months before the election, on or about September 30th, 2016, the AMI CEO signed an agreement in which AMI agreed to transfer its right to Woman One's account to Lawyer A's shell company for $125,000. However, after the assignment agreement was signed, but before the reimbursement took place, the AMI CEO consulted with the AMI General Consultant and then told Lawyer A that the deal to transfer the rights to Lawyer A's shell company was off. D. Suppressing Woman's 2 account. 16. About 1 month before the election, on or about September 7, 2016, news broke that the defendant had been caught on tape saying to the host of Access Hollywood, "I just started kissing them." In parentheses type, says women. "It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the," and in these square parentheses, genitals. "You can do anything." The evidence shows that both the defendant and his campaign staff were concerned that the tape would harm his viability as a candidate and reduce his standing with female voters in particular. Shortly after the Access Hollywood tape became public, the AMI editor-in-chief contacted the AMI CEO about another woman, and in parentheses, quotes, woman 2, quote, parentheses, who alleged she had a sexual encounter with the defendant while he was married. The AMI CEO told the AMI editor-in-chief to notify Lawyer A. 18. On or about October 10, 2016, the AMI editor-in-chief connected Lawyer A with Woman 2's lawyer, Lawyer B. Lawyer A then negotiated a deal with Lawyer B to secure Woman 2's silence and prevent disclosure of damaging information in the final weeks before the presidential campaign. Under the deal that Lawyer B negotiated, Woman 2 would be paid $130,000 for the right to her account. 19. The defendant directed Lawyer A to delay making a payment to Woman 2 as long as possible. He instructed Lawyer A that if they would delay the payment until after the election, they could avoid paying altogether, because at that point it would not matter if the story became public. As reflected in emails and text messages between and among Lawyer A and Lawyer B and the AMI Chief of Staff Lawyer, AMI Editor-in-Chief, Lawyer A attempted to delay making payments as long as possible. 20. Ultimately, with pressure mounting and the election approaching, the defendant agreed to the payoff and direct Lawyer A to proceed. Lawyer A discussed the deal with the defendant and the capital TO and the CFO, Trump Organization. The defendant did not want to make the $130,000 payment himself and asked Lawyer A and the TO CFO to find a way to make the payment. After discussing various payment options with the TO CFO, Lawyer A agreed he would make the payment. Before making the payment, Lawyer A confirmed with the defendant that the defendant would pay him back. Pay him back expenses, for which Lawyer A also claimed reimbursement for a total of $180,000. The TO CFO then doubled the amount to $360,000 so that Lawyer A could categorize characterized the payment as income on his tax returns instead of reimbursement, and lawyer A would be left with $180,000 after paying approximately 50% in income tax. Finally, the TOCFO added an additional $60,000 as a supplemental year-end bonus. Together, these amounts total $420,000. The TOCFO, okay, I can't get this word out. Oh, I want to say memorialize these calculations in handwritten notes on the copy of the bank statement that lawyer A had provided. 26. The defendant, the TOCFO, and lawyer A then agreed that lawyer A would be paid the $420,000 through 12 monthly payments of $35,000 over the course of 2017. Each month, lawyer A was to send an invoice to the defendant through Trump Organization employees, forcefully requesting payment of $35,000 for legal services rendered in the month of 2017, pursuant to a retainer agreement. At no point did lawyer A have a retainer agreement with the defendant or the Trump Organization. 27. In early February 2017, the defendant and lawyer A met in the Oval Office at the White House and confirmed this payment agreement. 28. On or about February 14, 2017, lawyer A emailed the controller of the Trump Organization, the TO controller, the first monthly invoice, which stated, pursuant to the retainer agreement, kindly remit payment for services rendered for the month of January and February 2017. The invoice requested payment in the amount of $35,000 for each of those 2 months. The TOCFO approved the payment, and in turn, the TO controller sent the invoice to the Trump Organization's account payable supervisor, parentheses, the, quotes, C capital TO, accounts payable supervisor, quotes, parentheses, with the following instruction: post to legal expenses. Put retainer for the months of January and February 2017 in description. Lawyer A submitted 10 similar monthly invoices by email to the Trump Organization, which is capital TO, for the remaining months of 2017. Each invoice falsely stated that it was being submitted, quotes, pursuant to retainer agreement, and falsely requested payment for services rendered for the month of 2017. In fact, there was no such retainer agreement, and lawyer A was not being paid for services rendered in any month of 2017. 30. The TO controller forwarded each invoice to the TO accounts payable supervisor. Consistent with the TO controller's initial instructions, the TO accounts payable supervisor printed out each invoice and marked it with an account payable stamp and the general ledger code 51505 for legal expenses. The Trump Organization maintained the invoices and records of expenses paid. 31. As instructed, the TO, capital TO, accounts payable supervisor recorded each payment in the Trump's Organization electronic accounting system, falsely describing it as a legal expense pursuant to a retainer agreement for a month of 2017. The Trump Organization maintained a digital entry for each expense called the voucher, and these vouchers, like the vouchers for other expenses, became part of the Trump Organization general ledger. 32. The TO accounts payable supervisor then prepared checks and attach check stubs for approval and signature. This first check was paid from the defendant's trust and signed by the TOCFO and the defendant's son as trustee. The check stub falsely recorded the payment as retainer from 1/1/31/17 and the retainer for 2/1-2/28/17. The second check for March 2017 was also paid from the trust and signed by two trustees. The check stubs falsely recorded the payment as retainer for 3/1-3/31/17. 33. The retainer, the remaining 9 checks corresponding to the month of April through December 2017 were part of the defendant's personally. Each of the checks was cut from the defendant's bank account and sent along with the corresponding invoices from Lawyer A from the Trump organization in New York County to the defendant in Washington, D.C. The checks and stubs bearing the false statements were stapled to the invoice, also bearing false statements. The defendant signed each of the checks personally and had them sent back to the Trump organization in New York County. There, the check stub invoices were scanned and maintained in the Trump organization's data system before the checks themselves were detached and mailed to Lawyer A for payment. 34. The $35,000 payment stopped after the December 2017 payment. 3. Investigation into Lawyer A and defendant's pressure campaign. Okay, that's where I ended it. We can listen again, but we're going to listen all week. 5. Not up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 for good luck. You know, we changed over to 8 pounds. Okay. So, I think Cohen is the lawyer. And see, and it was Stormy thing, I think, that he was paying, Cohen was paying through his shell things. But I think this is repulsive to more African Americans and other minorities than it is to the white culture. I don't think that he would have lost the election. He'd have lost it anyway because, you know, I wouldn't have never voted for him, and a lot of African American women wouldn't have voted for him. But I think if that thing came out with Stormy, it wouldn't have done anything. Look at what Anita Hill did. Look the beating she took. It didn't do anything. Clarence Thomas, and his wife, still got in to the Supreme Court justice and still doing fuck shit. So I don't think nobody had to be paid. I was learning from the Lori Vallow trial that in the Midwest, women are meant to understand that if your husband takes care of you, he pays the bill, he takes care of the kids, he ain't got to play with them or nothing, he just got to make sure the money's there, then it's a wife's responsibility to not make a big deal of it. So as I'm reading this, I'm like, y'all did a lot for nothing. You can't be for the cult leaders. Half of them got their whole congregation pregnant, so it can't be for them. He could have saved his money. It would not have made a difference. And it's the Midwest that put him in there. They wouldn't care, and they're going to put him back in there. Even after all this come out, they'll put him back in there. Why? Because, listen carefully, foreigners. You can do anything in America as long as you start out by, I'm doing this and black people will not benefit. You'll get investors. You'll get everything you want. That's the key. So I don't understand what the big deal. I'm listening to this, and okay, it's the shell corporations and stuff like that from the indictment, but we think that does protest too much. He could have slept with 100 prostitutes. He'd have still been elected. He could have saved his money. Okay, we'll listen to it again tomorrow. Because I like to get it in. And we ain't doing nothing but walking. And I ain't got to talk. And I can do a little work on my waist and my core. So we'll be listening to it again tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.